Hello, good evening and welcome to Joy News Prime. We are coming to you live from our studios here at Koko Mlemle in Accra. We are live on DSTV channel 421, at GoTV channel 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. My name is Carlos Caloni.
And I'm Noella Kareniali. Tonight, it's all set for the New Patriotic Party's highly anticipated National Delegate Conference tomorrow, as gathering of over 5,000 delegates promises to be a pivotal moment for the party, with key discussions and decisions on the agenda. We're live to our team of reporters on the ground.
Well, government announces firm measures toward the dissolution of the Board of Trustees overseeing the controversial National Cathedral project.
Also, Parliament demands answers, as well as Ministers of Interior and Defence, as well as IGP brief Parliament on the escalating Boko conflict and the chaos at Ablekuma North constituency rerun.
And in our Habitat series, we tell the story of co-living in Accra. 3 young women sharing a single room and pulling their money just to afford a roof over their heads.
Remember, we are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. We're back in a bit. Now, among the many key preparations by the opposition NPP to take control of the Jubilee House and Parliament in the next general elections is the highly anticipated National Delegates Conference, which will table about 50 proposed amendments to the party's constitution. Now, the party says arrangements are in place to ensure a smooth and incident-free gathering, including measures to prevent campaign activities for presidential hopefuls. Now, 2 party members, Samsudeen Idrisu and Boateng Kwejo, filed a motion at the High Court seeking to halt the conference due to alleged breaches of the party's constitution. But Joy News is learning that the suit has since been withdrawn, and Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Haruna Mohammed, has been speaking to my colleague Faustina Safo on the Pulse.
Depicted that there is confusion out there with respect to a so-called injunction that we have not cited. In the democracy, injunctions are served. And I'm just hearing it from the media. I don't know whether we have such thing that is existing. And I think that until that is done within its proper perspective, we cannot say there is. There is also history to guide the issues of injunctions. When we decided to put an injunction on Ablekuma North constituency, illegally rerun elections, the court did not sit on it until the time that it discharged it and did not stop the Electoral Commission from proceeding to organize themselves to go for that illegal election. I will continue to describe it so because I am fortified with the laws of elections to be able to allow me to describe that. So I am not aware of any injunction. I'm just hearing it from you.
Well, Kofi Chom joins us live from the University of Ghana Sports Stadium with updates on happenings from the venue for the much-anticipated National Delegate Conference. Kofi, grateful for your time. Can you describe to us the situation at the University of Ghana Stadium and the preparations so far?
Well, thank you very much, Carlos. Currently, I can say confidently that preparations are about 90% complete. And we are so certain that by the time the day breaks, they would have been done with everything. We've been told that all the 5,500 delegates expected here from the 16 regions have safely arrived, and they are currently lodging in their various residential apartments and hostels in Accra. And we are also informed reliably that currently, the injunction application, as the Deputy General Secretary has rightly alluded, responded to, they have not received any petition or any serve from anyone concerning the petition. So, as we speak, there is nothing that is barricading them from holding the delegates conference tomorrow. Carlos, we can say also that accreditations have already been distributed to the media teams, the media, and the media stage has also been provided. The media stand has been provided for all the media houses. Currently, from where I sit, I can count about 5 or 6 media stands here who are gearing towards tomorrow's conference to give the coverage to the Ghanaian people. Like I have already said, 5,500 delegates are expected to be here tomorrow. When you get here in the stands, you can see that the protocol team have just been briefed and they have been trained as to how they can usher the delegates to their various sitting positions. The stands have been demarcated into regions and constituencies so that it will be easy for delegates to know where they will be sitting tomorrow.
Right.
And then from where I stand, I can see also where former members of parliament have been assigned to and where former parliamentary candidates will also be sitting. And I can see from my left here that there is also a place for religious leaders. And so you can see that the grounds preparations are far advanced. Earlier in the day, the security agencies made up of the police and the fire service met with the organizing committee, and they have approved of the preparations and how it has been done so far.
Right.
And they have expressed their commitment and willingness to cooperate with the internal security of the party to ensure that delegates and whoever will be here tomorrow will be safe, and then we are not going to hear anything untoward. So currently, like I said, about 90% of the preparations have been done so far, Carlos.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that detailed information there.
Now, moving on, the stalled National Cathedral project has incurred a cost of $97 million, contrary to the previously believed amount of $58 million. According to the government, an audit revealed serious financial irregularities in the project. Additionally, $39 million remains owed to the contractor. And President Mahama has called for a forensic audit, and the Attorney General has taken steps to terminate the contract to prevent further financial losses. Felix Kwachi Ofosu is government spokesperson.
It bears noting that available evidence indicates that, contrary to the widely held view that total payments and commitments to the National Cathedral project amounts to $58 million so far, there is actually an additional outstanding payment of $39 million due the contractor. Now, when added up, this brings the total costs incurred so far for the whole that sits at the site of the project to $97 million. Also, due to the lopsided nature of the contract, additional costs continue to accrue daily, despite the cessation of work on the project since March 2023. President John Dramani Mahama has directed that the following steps be taken. 1. The National Cathedral Secretariat, which used to operate from here at the presidency, stands dissolved as of 1st May 2025. Now, the National Cathedral Ghana was registered limited by guarantee. In view of that, the Attorney General has been directed to take legal steps to ensure the dissolution of the Board of Trustees. And we expect that to be done in the coming days. Now, 3, the President has ordered that in the interest of transparency and accountability, the Deloitte and Touche audit reports will be published immediately after this briefing.
Well, these issues have actually been outlined earlier today by the government, including a number of issues raised by the spokesperson for the government. You will recall that this National Cathedral issue has been a major issue regarding the previous administration, where issues of corruption have been raised to the extent that a number of audits have been called, and now the government is telling us they are doing something about it and they are finding out even more. Let's go on to the phone lines and speak to anti-corruption campaigner Edem Senado. Mr. Senadu, the government now says the National Cathedral project has cost Ghana $97 million and not $58 million as earlier believed. What's your initial reaction to this new revelation?
Well, it's been extremely disappointing. One would have expected that the setting up of the board and the Secretariat would have ensured that the necessary competencies to ensure, standard procurement processes are being followed, data is being kept on inflows and outflows, very basic things. And even in the event that initially that was not the case, once we had some of the board members resigning, all the effort to have, plug the holes, check the system, so that we don't end up with this kind of outcome, should have been, executed. So it's quite disappointing that we should have a situation where all these sums of monies cannot be accounted for in a project that has to do with something related to church where integrity matters.
Right. And if you look at what the government spokesperson has been saying, is that audit has uncovered serious financial irregularities. From your own perspective, what must be done to ensure accountability beyond just calling for another audit that he mentioned?
Well, I guess that the forensic audit will throw out if there are any other areas where one should pay attention. But ultimately, I think that the stakeholder engagement process and then the assignment or appointment of competent persons is where there was a failing. And so going forward, proper stakeholder engagement. If you had many more persons on board looking at the institutional framework, the competencies of the people, I am sure would have had a much better result. And that is necessary if we are going to engage in any such interventions for the future. This thing requires a review of the whole concept and really what we expect to get out of it.
So with the Attorney General trying to terminate the contract, do you think it's a step in the right direction?
Yes, it is, because nothing has really progressed for quite some time. So what it is you have a group of persons on payroll who've been earning money for no substantive job being done. Because the state has a stake in it, the state has discovered irregularities as far as the legal framework and activities are. They have the right to say it should be dissolved. And I think it will spare us additional costs at a time when there's no clarity on what steps are going to be taken to move this forward.
Right. Before I let you go, are you looking forward to some, punitive measures? I mean, punishment on the part of those who may be found to have involved themselves in any malfeasance?
Well, the law must always take its course. If persons who are appointed have intentionally not accounted for sums of money, have not managed resources well, and there's clear evidence of culpability, I don't think that there should be any excuses in terms of facing the full rigors of the law. No, everybody is equal before the law.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Away from that, over 13 countries are seeking to recruit Ghanaian health workers as government moves to address a backlog of more than 70,000 qualified but unemployed professionals. Health Minister Kwabena Mintah-Kando says policies are being designed to ensure Ghana retains critical staff while tapping into global demand. Speaking of the Government Accountability Series at the Presidency, Health Minister Kwabena Mintah-Kando explained that policies are being crafted to ensure the move benefits both Ghana's health system and the professionals.
We recognize the challenges of over 70,000 qualified health workers currently awaiting employment. But I want to assure you that we are working tirelessly to clear this backlog. We are exploring managed migration and private sector options. Regarding managed migration opportunities, over 13 countries have now expressed interest in recruiting Ghanaian health workers. We are formulating policies to ensure these benefits are fairly distributed to both our health system and our professionals.
Now, he further declared that all NHIS claims arrears totaling 603 million Ghana cedis as of December 2024 have been fully settled. The minister added that with the increased funding to the NHIS, allocation for claims payments have been increased from 56.2% in 2024 to 65% in 2025, and there are plans to increase to 75% by 2026.
Thanks to the visionary decision to uncap the National Health Insurance Levy, the National Health Insurance Authority's revenue for 2025 has surged to an unprecedented 9.76 billion Ghana cedis compared to the previous capped budgetary allocation of 6.52 billion Ghana cedis in 2024, a massive increase of 3.26 billion Ghana cedis. This additional funding is a game changer, enabling the National Health Insurance Scheme to expand coverage, enhancing benefits, and strengthen Ghana's progress towards achieving universal health coverage. This is the government fulfilling its promise to prioritize the health of every citizen.
Now, on the recent strike by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, Kwabena Mintakando clarified that any concessions made were not as a result of the strike, but rather parts of ongoing negotiations, I beg your pardon. Now, he also revealed some key items related to their demands will be incorporated into the upcoming budget review.
Concessions made, or whatever we have come to agreement with, is not as a result of the strike. It is something that was ongoing. And so, for now, if you recall, they have, after the negotiations and after the Parliament, the Select Committee had met all of us and all that. Now, what we have agreed is that there were about 8 items that were under contention, and their position was that we should include all the 8 items and implement them this year. We should include them in the media review budget and implement them this year.
Away from health, the members of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on Defense, Interior, Security and Intelligence are demanding answers from government over the escalating Boko conflict and the violence recorded during the Ablekuma North constituency rerun. Speaking to journalists after the Ministers for Defense and Interior as well as the IGP briefed the committee behind closed doors, Chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee, James Agalga, explained that they have been assured of concrete actions on these issues.
The ministers and the IGP gave us the assurance that with respect to the Ablekuma elections, they are reviewing some videos which went viral, and in due course, the perpetrators would be arrested and dealt with in accordance with law. Again, the officer who allegedly assaulted one of your colleagues has been interdicted and is being dealt with in accordance with law.
According to James Agalga, while the ministers and the police did not give timelines for their actions, the committee pressed that these matters are dealt with expeditiously.
To timelines, they could not specifically say they would conclude with investigations in a week or 2. What is important is that we required of them to act expeditiously and furnish the committee with their investigative reports when they are done. The point is that as the members' leadership of the 2 committees, we reserve the right to call them back before us to apprise us of progress made with respect to the investigations at any time.
Meanwhile, ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee, Reverend John Ntimfordjo, vowed that the committee will not relent in demanding accountability and concrete action.
Yes, we have taken a bipartisan approach. We have taken an approach devoid of politics so that we'll be able to achieve creditable resolution, and a resolution that is accepted to all parties involved, in the fielding parties involved. And we are optimistic that the measures we have discussed with the state agents, security agencies, and the ministers responsible for the sectors will be sufficient in immediately de-escalating tensions we have seen, the immediate escalations of tensions we've seen in Boku to de-escalate. We are also, as to a joint committee, urging calm among the fielding parties.
Now, imagine sharing a tiny wooden room with strangers just to afford rent. That's the reality for Judith, Diana, and Martha, 3 young women co-living in Jamestown who split 2,800 cedis a month to keep a roof over their heads. Florence Hodagbe has more in today's Habitat series.
It's Saturday morning in here at Palladium, Jamestown. And for once, these young women haven't gone to work. Instead, they are scrubbing the floor and straightening their little shared space. Their only retreat in a city that demands too much and gives too little.
My full name is Oforiwa Juliet. I just come here to Warsaw.
My name is Diana. I come from Kumasi.
My name is Martha Safo. I come from Kumasi.
This single wooden room is home to Judith, Dinah, and Martha. Strangers brought together by hardship, now co-tenants trying to make ends meet.
I came here to sell to make some small money so that I can take care of my younger brothers. The place I came from, the Eastern region, there is no one there. It's like my grandmom, and my grandmom dead, so I have to come here.
Now, Judith lives with 2 other young women, all traders, all with stories of survival.
Their rent is 280 cedis a month.
They split it to keep a roof over their heads.
At first, we was five, yeah, and other one moved to this side. We left it 3. Then I and Martha were shared to pay the rent. 2.8, and the landlord take it 3 months or 2 months, so you have to pay it every 2 months or 3 months.
Each of us contributes 70 cedis every week. At the end of the month, we use it to pay the rent. It's hard. I don't make good sales every day. Sometimes I don't even earn 100 cedis, and whatever I make, I have to split with my boss. I also pay 25 cedis for my child's school feeding. So by the end of the day, there is nothing left to save or contribute towards rent and light bills.
The rent is high. Paying 280 Ghana cedis a month is no small amount, but we manage.
By night, the noise fades, but the dreams do not. They sleep side by side under one roof, carrying different burdens and a shared hope for a better future. In Accra's harsh housing reality, co-living is not a choice. It is survival. For these young women, sharing space means sharing the weight of life and rent. Florence Ahodagbe, Joy News.
So the correct amount involved is actually 280 cedis and not 2,800. But go ahead.
Well, let's now take you back to the University of Ghana Sports Stadium to speak to the National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Salam Mustafa. Thank you for your time. Where are you with preparations so far? Salam Mustafa, if you can hear me, I'm asking you, give us an update on your preparations for tomorrow's conference.
I don't know if you can hear me as well.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I can tell you that we are set for tomorrow. Everything is on course. So far, the weeks and months of planning, preparations, and days of putting things together have gone on very, very well. As we speak, much ahead of time, some of our delegates have arrived already. In fact, much ahead of the scheduled transportation that we had given them. It shows the spirit and enthusiasm of our people ready to get this conference done. So far, so good. We are so happy with what's going on, the spirit of our party people, and we are eager to see how tomorrow the rollout of the program would go. But I can tell you that so far everything is on schedule, and we are on course to delivering a very beautiful conference tomorrow.
Security is a major concern for many, even those who are not going to be there at the University of Ghana Stadium. What internal arrangement have you put in place to ensure that you have incident-free, conference?
I can assure you that security is not a problem. Security is not a problem at all. Tomorrow, we have been working with our party internal security, who have been amazing over the period. Also, the state security apparatus is here. The police have already brought in barricades. We have done the recce and demarcations. All that is supposed to happen as far as security protocols are concerned are all, well, rehearsed. And tomorrow we will see a combo of both party internal security at play with the Ghana Police Service providing top-notch security for the event. So security is not a challenge at all. All has, been put, in place to ensure that we have a very successful program. I can also say, looking at the enthusiasm of party people, I do not have any, belief that anything untoward would happen, let alone that will cause major security, hiccup, that would occasion, any problem here. But be it as it may, a lot has gone into planning security-wise, and I am very, very sure, confident of, the processes that have been put in place to ensure that we have maximum security before, during, and even after. Look, security has been taken very, very seriously. In fact, even our delegates leaving, their places of abode, traveling, traversing the vast lands of this country all the way to the national capital, we have provided security for them. So we have placed a lot of attention on security. And tomorrow being the climax of event, we will see a very good mixture of our own internal party security, who have done this over the period and understand how these programs are managed together with the state security, apparatus, delivering some very good security protocols for conference. So we are on course, and tomorrow we are set to have a very successful program.
Thank you so much for your time, Salam Mustafa. You're still watching Joy News Prime with me, Carlos Caloni, and of course,
we're taking a break. We're back shortly.
Right.
You're welcome back. This is Joy News Prime. I'm Noella Karanyali with
Carlos Caloni. To some other stories, 3 shop owners in the Ashanti region have been arrested for allegedly selling fake mosquito and insecticide sprays. The products suspected to have been smuggled in from Nigeria were seized following complaint from the official importer. The suspect faced serious charges, including trademark forgery and fraud. Clinton Ibu has more.
Ghana Police Service in the Ashanti region has intensified fights against counterfeit products in the market, and particularly today the product in focus is Kill It insecticide spray. This was a joint service or a joint operation by the regional police headquarters and the Evergreen Chemist Limited. According to them, there are manufacturers or fake manufacturers and products of Kill It being produced into the market.
I want to say, Samifa original, yeah. But when say intro ready be eguha, but offer fake na ebinim. And now what's that be anything so? When say original no, since I be any so. but ubri fake na won say insinsaye bi e wo fake no cover nim enu say ayi na wo ba original na wo ba asia ha won say flag we you say made in England, but ofa fake na o share flag na say almost made in PRC. It's fake no ye made in PRC.
Abigail there, who is the sole importer of this product, registered her dissatisfaction and displeasure on what is going on, and she decries that the current happenings and the counterfeit in the market is affecting their business.
For over 30 years. Some of these you have arrested, they are my customer. Then they've started stop buying my own. Some of the goods is expired. Some I don't even know what to do. The sales has gone down. That's why my manufacturer said we should take action on it. If not, we can't continue, because the fake, it damages the body and it's not good. It's not a good product.
Well, DCO Peter Kojo, who confirmed that the arrested persons are currently in their custody, is also warning against the counterfeit in the markets, that dealers in it may or are liable to face criminal charges, for which the persons who have been arrested today are being arraigned for.
And you know, whoever forges or counterfeits any trademark or marks with a forged or counterfeited trademark, any goods or anything used in connection with the sale of any good shall be guilty of misdemeanor, not more than 3 years imprisonment or a fine. And the final charge, which is likely to be preferred against them, is defrauding by false pretenses, contrary to Section 131 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960 or 2960.
All these products, we understand, were seized from shops in Edum and KNUST Ayeduase. We understand that the police says they would not relent. They are going to continue the operation to clamp down on counterfeit products in the market. The police have also said that persons who engage in it are liable for criminal offenses, and therefore are cautioning the public, first of all, to be cautious of the products they purchase from the market, and also for people who deal in counterfeit products to desist from them. My name is Clinton Yeboah, reporting for Joy News.
Now, more than 120,000 children aged 12 to 17 were married or cohabiting. That's according to the 2021 census. Also, nearly 30% of women suffered physical abuse. Now, in response to these alarming data, 120 traditional council registrars have been trained in Tamale to tackle gender-based violence, child marriage, and reproductive health rights. Northern Regional Correspondent Martina Bugui reports.
Traditional authorities, according to the ministry, play a critical component of every society's governance. Therefore, they need to train them to help in the fight against gender-based violence. Speaking in an interview on the sidelines of the training, Deputy Director and Head of Religious Affairs Unit of the ministry, Richard Obing, said traditional leaders play a critical role in addressing these harmful practices.
The role of traditional and religious leaders is vital and key in bringing down this menace or this issue in our society. And so once our registrars are involved in the affairs of our traditional and religious leaders in the various traditional areas, there is the need to engage them, there is a need to train them, and there is a need for them to be informed so that they can make appropriate referrals and they can also respectfully assist our traditional leaders in their decision and in their activities around this issue.
The Regional Gender Officer of the Upper West Region, Charity Batwo, explained that gender-based violence manifests in various forms, including emotional and sexual abuse.
When we talk about issues of sexual and gender-based violence, sometimes people will be looking out for the physical things that will indicate that you have been hurt, but we have various forms. Looking at emotional abuse and also sexual. This happens in our communities on a daily basis, and there are statistics or data that is backing it. As we speak, annually as a country, The data we've gathered from our investigative units with the Ghana Police Service, we are recording about 1,500 cases annually, which is not good for us as a country. It is about time we say no to sexual and gender-based violence, and also ensuring that our men, women, everybody enjoy some form of equal freedom, and then also exhibiting their full potentials, no matter the space they find them.
Now, host of Good Evening Ghana on Metro TV and award-winning journalist Paula Domotry has taken a swipe at former President Mahama, actually, for dodging media scrutiny. He says Mahama failed to hold a single press conference while in office, unlike U.S. President Donald Trump, who held over 100 since he was sworn into power in January 2025. Mr. Domotry made the remarks on the upcoming Talk No Dey Cook Rice podcast with host Derek Elom Ashileve.
We're running a British parliamentary system, and President Mahama was in parliament every day. Or forget about President Mahama, let's go to Nana Akufo-Addo. If we run a system with Nana Akufo-Addo as prime minister, the questions that we have not been able to ask him, because the democracy that we run does not allow us to ask him, he would have had to answer it in parliament. National Cathedral. Nobody has ever heard Akufo-Addo talk about National Cathedral. 58 million, was it 48 million, was it 100? Nobody hears about it because the democracy doesn't allow you to ask him. But if you have a more accountable system like the British parliamentary system, it comes to parliament, it's a question for the prime minister. How much have you spent on the National Cathedral? He would have to answer it. It would have been easy for a more accountable political system to extract that information from him in the prime ministerial system. Look, for instance, at America. And we say that our system is modeled after America. America has spent a lot of years building strong institutions. John Mahama became president before Donald Trump. Count how many press conferences Donald Trump has done since he became president. We counted 102 since Donald Trump became, because that's the culture of America. Every time he's talking to the press, he's in the plane, he comes out and says, okay, what do you want to know? And they ask him, there's no question that Donald Trump has not answered. Why are you in Israel? Why are you supporting Ukraine? He has done 100 press conferences since he became president on 22nd January. John Mahama became president on 7th January. He's not done one press conference. So you can't ask him anything. Whether the boxing match was sponsored by state, you can't ask him. Whether this or that, you can't ask him. What happened in Ablekuma, you can't ask him. Because we don't have that system. And that's why, Oliver and I think that for this democracy to be sustained, we really need to change the system and go to a more accountable system.
For the full conversation airs this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on the Joy News channel.
Now, Tamale Senior High School has been crowned Northern Zonal Champions of the 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz after defeating rivals Ghana Senior High School in a thrilling final hosted on their campus. Now, they clinched their third zonal title with 33 points, and my colleague Colin Twimpon has been engaging with the victors and their supporters.
Tamale Senior High School has been crowned a champion for the Northern Zone, that is Upper West, Upper East, Savannah region, Northern region, and Northeast. They have become the new champion for the Northern Zone at the moment after they dethroned Ghana Senior High School. The atmosphere in the auditorium is so marvelous over here, and they did it after they were losing the round 1. They took over after round 2 and they have become champions. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very proud. Never play with a lion. We can't play with a lion. Get it? Whenever you come, you have to know that the lion is just there. So as you are coming, you have to know that you are coming to the house of the lion. So you don't play with the tail. Wherever you are playing, know where you are playing to.
You can't go play. Right. But how is the feeling like?
I'm feeling super extravagant. Happy.
You can't go to someone's house and win the person, or go to someone's house and beat the person. We are the winners. Right. How are you feeling? Your school has won the zonals. I think last 2 years you lost. This time around you have won against your rivals, Ghana Senior High School. How is the feeling?
We are super excited because they didn't know what was coming. They didn't know how much we prepared for them. Yes. They should expect more when we go to the nationals. Yes. We are not here to play.
We are not here to play.
See.
Lions don't talk to you.
Listen. They
mistake they made was they forgotten our name.
Yes.
Who are we? Who are we? We are the lions. So next time when they are coming, they should go and read our history. They should read our history. They should go and note us before coming for a change.
They should know more about us. We have right.
The
electric atmosphere.
Look, and I love Collins's energy as well.
Exactly.
I mean, the vibe and everything.
Yeah,
very
really.
Gen Z, you know. It makes me remember a lot about my time in senior
when we were in high school.
Yeah,
actually.
it was exciting. I was part of the drama club.
Oh, okay.
And so a lot of
Which
times,
school that? Which school that?
Methodist Girls High School.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Pride of the East. How about you?
Nice one.
How about you?
I went to Sogakope Senior High.
Oh, okay. Shouts to all Sogasco boys, right?
Sure.
Great. So yeah, I was part of the drama club, and of course, every time we'd go for competitions and would win, and we would, you know, be as excited as
we're seeing
young chaps.
Of course.
So, yeah. Congratulations to them.
We'll take a short break. We'll return with more. Please stay. Well, it's time for Showbiz, and Bex, you're here.
Hello, Carlos. It's a slow Friday. We're taking it slow. So we'll talk about Kewa because music producer and sound engineer David Kojuche, popularly known as Kewa, has spoken out for the first time about the end of his professional relationship with singer Lastmate following the artist's win in the Hitmaker competition. In an interview on the afternoon ride with Andy Dusty on Hit FM, Kewa said he signed Lastmate on a 1-year contract immediately after the show. Here is Kewa with more details.
Oh, we did 1 year with when he won MTN Hitmaker. So MTN gave him to me, and so we did a 1-year contract. And after 1 year contract, we had finished, and he was. Anybody knows me for this. People come around me, and for want of a better word, Charlie Nyemankoyo. So Lastmate was always in the studio when his time had expired, and then he was consistently there. I mean, took care of him, fed him, you know. And then he said, "No, let's do, please. Put me back on the label. I can do well," and all that. I said, "Yes," but you see, the other artists on the label were not ready for that because they felt that we don't have too much fans, and you cannot be putting another artist on the label right now. You know, it will worry us. And so I had meetings with them, and they were like, "Listen, let's just wait." But I just knew what he had, and so, you know, the times you come and show me, Charlie, Papa, I did the song, oh, Charlie, and I said, "Cool, I know what I'm doing." So one day I just called him and I said, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start doing stuff with you. Record songs. When they are good, we put them out there with my own fans, okay? So that when we have a hit song, it will be easy for the artist to understand that, listen, he's big now. So when he's coming back on the label, because he has a hit song or something like that." And so he was like, yeah, that's true, let's do it. And then we started. We did about 6 songs or even more. I don't remember. So when he had this hit song, we said, okay, fine, now we are there. Let's just sign you on the label so we can, okay. We did back and forth. There were times I say, he'll come and say, change this on the contract for me. You know, we will change it. I mean, back and forth, we did not sign the contract, you know. But I had done stuff, you know, for him. Push songs out there, and the songs were all hits. And then you can attest to those kind of hit songs we had. And so he did not end up with a label. And for me, that's fine. And we just move on from there.
But my worry is this. For an artist with such talent,
there are many like that.
Promise, a promising artist, Lastmate, what a talent. You worked with him, spent money on him, or you were investing in the talent, and for a label owner You did not sign it. You didn't sign a contract.
Yeah. Like I said, there's some mistakes that I did in the past. Okay, clearly this is a big mistake. I wouldn't advise anybody to go on that tangent.
Meanwhile, you have signed contracts with Mr. Drew Cream, Kimaga, and the rest.
And so, if you listen to what I said before I told you what I did, you would understand me from that perspective.
Were you scared of the boy?
Who?
Last meet.
How?
Nani had it.
I wasn't. I just knew what he had. Okay? But this is a label that the fact that I'm a label boss doesn't mean I just wake up and do anything I want to do. Good. So I had to, and I don't care whether it's even helped, because I've helped people produce a lot of songs for them. We've even pushed their songs. They are not on my label, and that's fine. So for me, I put in efforts for a lot of people, whether you appreciate, you don't appreciate, I'm fine with that. So for me, like I said, my success is to see somebody like that doing pretty well, period.
Kewa, right there. Let's still stay in the music industry and tell you all about what's happening, which artists are releasing songs today. Some have released songs today, some, earlier this week. And so they're on your screens right now. Carlos, we have Sarkodie featuring Last Made, who has just been spoken about by former label boss Kewa. That's it, La Vida.
The very first one, yeah?
Yeah, the very first one. And we also have Famea featuring Stoneboy, Now or Never. These are all new releases. This is actually put together by Deborah.com. Okay. And we have Darko Vibes also featuring Slim Kid, Toffee. We have Bosom Piyong. It's been a long time. He's actually out with an album,
right.
Back to the Basics. And also Malcolm Nuna with the Ghetto Gospel. We have Vela with the song Personally. So this is what's happening in the music industry. I think that the industry folks, especially the musicians, are putting out a lot of work. So we have to commend them on that. So if you're looking for new music to listen to, these are some of the songs that you should be looking forward to. But let's still stay on music and talk about legendary, celebrated music duo R2Bs. They are set to headline the 8th edition of the Shutdown All White Invasion concert in Minneapolis on August 15, 2025. Known for the fusion of Afrobeat, hip-hop, and R&B, R2Bs comprising Fazal, Hakeem, and Rashid Mugiz will bring their infectious rhythms and iconic hits like Slow Down, Kiss Your Hands, Tonight, and Life to the Caboose in downtown Minneapolis, organized by Julian Isiedu, widely known as Jagonzi, and the Shutdown Boys. The Shutdown All White Invasion has become a cultural staple in the Twin Cities. Beyond a music concert, the event celebrates African culture and fosters community through immersive experiences, fashion showcases, live performances, and interactive culture exhibition. It provides a platform for dialogue, appreciating and unity among diverse community in Minnesota. The event also features an exciting lineup of local talent, including Foreign Ward, Rude Boy, Solo, Nilo Boy, H. Hardy, and others.